As winter deepens on the cobbles, Coronation Street plunges into another wave of chaos, betrayal, and hidden danger. And this time, the spotlight lands on Carla, who unknowingly walks straight into the path of Becky's spiraling obsession. At the same time, another storyline unfolds with unsettling intensity as Theo tightens his psychological grip on Todd, pushing him into a terrifying corner where the truth becomes impossible to speak. The week begins quietly enough for Carla, who has been trying to pick up the pieces of her shattered personal life while balancing pressures at the factory. But the shadows of the past are never far away, and Becky Swain, whose return from the dead continues to shake the street, lurks closer than anyone realizes. Her fixation on rebuilding her former life with Lisa and reclaiming everything she believes she lost continues to escalate. And soon her focus shifts toward Carla, who she sees as the biggest obstacle standing in her way. Carla, already emotionally drained from the collapse of her relationship with Lisa, decides to spend some time alone in the factory after hours, hoping the quiet will give her space to breathe. But the silence becomes the perfect cover for Becky. Slipping into the building unnoticed, Becky studies Carla from a distance, her mind twisting with jealousy, rage, and desperation. She becomes convinced that if Carla is removed from the picture, everything else will fall back into place. What happens next is both shocking and heartbreaking. Without warning, Becky launches a brutal attack, confronting Carla with a chilling fury that leaves the usually strong and composed businesswoman both terrified and physically vulnerable. The assault is sudden, messy, and fueled by bottled-up obsession. Carla's pleas fall on deaf ears as Becky unleashes months of resentment, convinced that she is justified in her violence. Carla manages to fight back just long enough to escape the worst of the attack, but she is left injured, shaken, and emotionally broken. The factory, once her safe haven, now becomes a reminder of the night she narrowly escaped something far darker. As she lies on the floor, struggling to breathe through the shock, Becky slips back into the shadows, leaving the scene as quickly as she arrived. The attack is over in minutes, but its consequences are certain to haunt Carla and the street for months. Meanwhile, a separate but equally disturbing drama unfolds across town. Todd, who has been slowly sinking under Theo's manipulative control, finds himself trapped in a nightmare that keeps getting darker. Theo's dominance grows more terrifying by the day, as he demands that Todd hide the bruises he inflicted and stick to a story about being away in London, a lie Todd can't keep straight as guilt and fear eat away at him. When summer drops by unexpectedly and senses something is wrong, Theo moves quickly to protect himself. In a calculated act of manipulation, he stages a fake robbery, tearing the flat apart before blaming Todd for leaving the door unlocked. It's a move designed not just to cover Theo's tracks, but to further isolate Todd from anyone who might help him. To solidify his control, Theo then spreads a cruel lie around the street. Todd is a heavy drinker who's spiraling out of control. It's a dangerous rumor, one that plants seeds of doubt in the minds of his friends and gives Theo the perfect excuse to dismiss any bruises, panic, or unusual behavior Todd might show. The implication is clear. Theo is setting the stage to frame Todd as unstable, perhaps even violent or unfit to be believed. This psychological warfare pushes Todd to the brink. Alone in the flat that no longer feels like home, he sits in the dark, terrified of Theo returning. Every sound makes him flinch, every shadow feels like a threat. He knows he needs help, but Theo's lies and manipulation have made him doubt his own voice. Fear of not being believed traps him, and the street around him remains unaware that he's living in constant danger. As the two storylines intensify, a chilling theme echoes across Coronation Street: isolation. Carla faces a physical attack that no one sees coming, while Todd suffers a psychological one that no one notices. Becky and Theo, both driven by twisted motives, leave their victims afraid, cornered, and uncertain of who they can trust. Carla's assault is sure to spark a storm of emotion when the truth comes out. Questions will rise. Who will believe her? How will Lisa react if she learns Becky was behind it? And is Becky finished? Or is this just the beginning of something even more dangerous? As for Todd, the question becomes whether anyone will see through Theo's lies before it's too late. The bruises, the fear, the desperation, they tell a story, but only if someone is willing to listen. The Cobbles have seen heartbreak before, but this double-layered darkness is setting up one of the most emotionally charged and suspenseful periods in recent Corrie history. With lives shattered, trust broken, and danger lurking behind familiar doors, viewers can expect a dramatic and unforgettable run of episodes.